Welcome to tonight's journey. A journey to a time and place that feels both distant and near. My name is Tony, and I'm here to guide you through the story. Gently, calmly, with every word carefully placed, to bring you peace, so you can rest and drift into a deep, soothing sleep. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy you've arrived. Like a traveler finding a quiet, peaceful place after a long journey. And if you've been here before, it's a joy to see you again. Like an old friend returning home after a long absence. Tonight, we're going to visit a place both magical and mysterious, a place where time moves differently, where memories live, and where deep, forgotten truths wait to be uncovered. It's a place from the past, a place that exists both in the world and in the mind. Imagine, for a moment, a sprawling Gothic estate, its towers piercing the sky like accusatory fingers, a place where the wind howls through skeletal trees, and the air itself whispers warnings, a place where the walls have seen more than anyone dares to admit, where the shadows hold secrets, and the past is never truly gone. In this story, we'll follow a girl, Esther Logano, as she arrives at Radcliffe Preparatory School. At 17, she's no stranger to starting over. But this place feels different, colder, heavier, as if the very ground beneath her feet has something to hide. Esther is here for a reason. To chase a ghost her father, Oliver Logano, who died under mysterious circumstances when she was young. His only legacy was a cryptic letter that led her here, to a place she never thought she'd return to. Radcliffe, as the night wraps its cold arms around the school. Esther will venture deeper into the heart of its mysteries. A library, a place where the past is bound in forgotten books and whispered secrets, will hold the answers she seeks. But not all answers are meant to be found. Not all ghosts are ready to be freed. Before we begin, let's take a moment to unwind, to soften the edges of the day, to let go of any remaining tension, and to find a quiet place within yourself. Close your eyes. If you haven't already, breathe in deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs, and then slowly breathe out, letting go of all the worries, all the tasks of the day. With each breath, feel your body relax, the weight of the world lifting gently off your shoulders. You are here, in this soft space, where there is nothing to do but listen, to let the story unfold around you. Like a dream, taking you farther into the world of memories and wonder. Before we go any further, if you're enjoying these stories, please remember to like and subscribe. And feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means so much and helps us bring more peaceful moments to you. Now, we are ready. Let's step into the past, into a time of secrets, of mysteries hidden beneath the surface. Let's walk together down a forgotten lane and see what lies at the end of it. Part 1. Part 1. The Secrets Within. As the shadows lengthen across the campus, Estee steps into Radcliffe Prep with nothing but her resolve. The old stone buildings, their sharp angles casting long shadows, seem to loom over her like sentinels, silent, watching. The wind sighs through the trees, whispering something she can't quite hear, but it feels like a warning, a reminder that not all places are meant to be discovered. Estee has come to this place with a purpose, but she's not sure if she's ready for what she might uncover. Her father's letter had been brief, its contents cryptic, and yet it had been enough to pull her here, to this haunted corner of the world, to the school where her father had once walked, studied, and perhaps hidden his own truths. The halls of Radcliffe are quiet now, the students long gone for the evening, leaving behind a silence so profound it presses against her chest. Estee walks through the corridors, her footsteps echoing off the marble floors, until she reaches the library. It's said to be the heart of Radcliffe, and yet there's a coldness about it, as if it holds more than just books. It holds something much older, a forgotten secret waiting to be unearthed. The library doors creak open, their groan a warning of things long hidden. Inside, the air smells of dust and old paper, a scent that clings to her skin as she steps forward. The room is vast. Rows upon rows of ancient books line the shelves, their leather spines cracked, their pages yellowed with time. The light from a single chandelier flickers above, casting strange shadows on the walls as Estee walks deeper into the room. She feels a chill run down her spine, as if the very library itself is watching her, waiting for her to do something. The silence seems to stretch forever, until it's broken by a soft, almost imperceptible sound. A book falls from one of the shelves. It hits the floor with a soft thud, its pages flipping open as if by an unseen hand. Esther freezes. Her breath catches in her throat. She knows that this is no accident. She steps forward, her heart pounding in her chest, and kneels to pick up the book. It is an old, leather-bound tome, its cover etched with strange symbols that she can't quite make out. There's a weight to it, something that feels almost alive in her hands as she opens the book. The pages seem to glow faintly, and a low whisper fills the air, as though the words themselves are speaking to her. She can't understand what they're saying, but the feeling of being drawn into the book, of being pulled into its mystery, is undeniable. And then the voice stops. The whispers fade into silence. and Esther is left with nothing but the book in her hands. She knows, deep down, that this book holds the key to everything, to her father's disappearance, to the dark secrets of Radcliffe, and to the mysteries hidden in the shadows. But there's more. Esther can feel it now. The presence of something ancient, something powerful. She isn't alone here, and she doesn't know if she's ready for the truth. Before she can turn another page, a sound interrupts her, a soft creak of the floor behind her. Est turns swiftly, but there's no one there, just the shadows. But in that moment, she feels something shift in the air. It's as if the library itself has come alive, its walls closing in around her, and the whispers begin again, louder, more urgent. She isn't sure what to do. Should she leave? Should she keep reading? Every instinct in her says to run, but something deeper, something more powerful, holds her in place. The book opens again, its pages turning as though guided by an invisible hand. Esther watches, captivated, her fingers trembling as they trace the words. And then a name stands out, a name that makes her heart stop. Lorgano, her father's name. The whispers grow louder, filling her mind with 1,000 thoughts, 1,000 questions. What had her father been looking for here? What had he discovered in this very library? And just as the final piece of the puzzle seems to be within her grasp, the lights flicker one last time, and Esther feels a cold hand brush against her shoulder. She spins around, and the library is empty, but the book remains open. The shadows seem darker, and the mystery of Radcliffe Prep has only just begun. Part 2. The Echo of the Past. The library feels different now. The air is thick, heavy with the weight of untold secrets. The echoes of forgotten voices that linger in the corners of the room. Esther's fingers hover above the open book in her hands, but she is afraid to turn another page, afraid of what she might uncover next. And yet, she can't seem to pull herself away. It's as if the book is calling to her, pulling her deeper into its web of mysteries. The shadows seem to stretch farther than before, as if the room itself is growing larger, its walls pushing inward, closing off the world outside. The book is still open, its pages turning on their own, the words swirling in a language she doesn't understand. But this time, it's different. This time, the whispers are louder, urgent, as if the words are speaking directly to her. Esther's pulse quickens. She can't explain it, but something is stirring in her. A feeling she can't shake, a connection. Something pulling her closer to the truth. Suddenly, a chill sweeps through the room. causing her to shiver. The light above her flickers, casting long shadows across the pages of the book. And in that moment, she hears it a voice, soft, distant, but unmistakable. Her name, whispered in the stillness of the room. She freezes. Her heart races. She spins around. But again, there's no one there. The room is empty. Only the sound of her own breathing fills the air. She turns back to the book, her hands trembling as she picks it up once more. The whispers fade, but the pages continue to turn. And in the center of the book, a name stands out, a name she recognizes, Radcliffe. A sudden wave of dizziness crashes over her. And for a moment, Esther feels as if she's falling into the pages themselves, like the words are pulling her down into the very heart of the mystery. She tries to tear her eyes away, but she can't. She feels as though the book is holding her captive. And the truth, whatever it is, lies just beyond her reach. The silence grows heavier. Esther's breath feels shallow, her body tense with anticipation. And then, as though a door has opened in the back of her mind, the truth floods in. She sees flashes, images of her father, his face filled with both fear and determination, walking these very halls, searching for something. But what and why had he left her this cryptic trail to follow? She stands up, the book still clutched tightly in her hands, and looks around the library. The air is still heavy with the lingering presence of something ancient, something that has been waiting for her. Esther knows that she can't stop now. She has to keep going, has to uncover the secrets her father left behind. With steady hands, she begins to make her way deeper into the library. The sound of her footsteps, the only noise in the heavy silence. The shadows seem to follow her, stretching out like fingers, whispering her name again and again. Esther. It's not just a whisper now. It's a command, a plea. And Esther knows she must answer. At the far end of the room, hidden behind a curtain of darkness, she sees a door. It's barely visible, as if it's been forgotten by time itself. But she knows. This is the door her father was searching for. This is where the answers lie. With trembling hands, Esther reaches for the door handle. It's cold to the touch, and when she turns it, the door creaks open, revealing a narrow staircase leading down into the depths below. She hesitates for only a moment. There's no turning back now. The book has led her here, and she knows she must follow the path to the end. With one final breath, Esther steps through the door and begins to descend as the shadows grow deeper around her. Esther feels as though she's stepping into a forgotten part of the world, a part that has been hidden for years. perhaps centuries. The air grows cooler as she moves further into the darkness. But she doesn't stop. The faint glow from the book in her hands casts long shadows on the walls, illuminating what appears to be an underground room, a library within a library, a place lost to time. At the far end of the room, there is a large, ancient chest. It sits there, waiting, its surface covered in dust, as though it has been untouched for years. Esther approaches it slowly, her heart beating faster with each step. She knows, deep down, that whatever secrets lie within this chest will change everything. With a deep breath, Esther kneels before the chest, her fingers brushing the surface. It's cold, so cold. And when she opens it, she is met with the sight of her father's journals, his final notes, and the answers she has been searching for. But as she pulls out the first journal, the room seems to shift, the shadows growing darker, and the whispers returning, louder this time, urgent, frantic. The book, the secrets, everything is about to be revealed, and the truth will change everything she thought she knew. Take a moment to breathe deeply, dear friend, as the mystery begins to unravel. As Esther steps further into the unknown, feel the weight of the truth starting to emerge, and let the story draw you deeper into the shadows, where every secret, every whisper, unraveling the past. The chest feels heavy in Esther's hands, its weight pressing down on her as she pulls out the first of her father's journals. The leather cover is cracked, worn by years of handling. But it's the pages inside that matter. These are the words that have been locked away, the thoughts and fears her father never shared with her. She flips open the first page, her fingers trembling as they skim the faded ink. The handwriting is familiar, and for a brief moment, it feels as if her father is standing right beside her, guiding her through the darkness. But the words she reads are anything but comforting. I've uncovered something terrible. The library holds more than books. It holds a power that's beyond anything I've ever understood. Something that has been here long before Radcliffe was founded. The fades are real, and they are not the only danger lurking within these walls. Her breath catches in her throat. The fades, her father had mentioned them in his letter, but she hadn't understood what he meant. Now, as the darkness presses in around her, the meaning becomes clear. The fades are not just stories, not just ghosts. They are something much worse. Something that had been waiting for her father, and now, for her. She flips through more pages, her eyes racing as the words begin to reveal the terrible truth. Her father had been investigating Radcliffe's history, its founders, the hidden secrets buried beneath the very walls of the school, and in his search, he had uncovered a horrifying truth. Radcliffe Prep was built on the site of an ancient library, a library that was not meant to be found, and certainly not meant to be opened. The books in this library, they were not ordinary books. They were vessels, holding powerful, dark secrets. The fades, the whispers, the haunting presence. They were the remnants of those who had sought knowledge here, but had paid the price for it. Esther's fingers fly across the pages, her mind racing as she pieces together the fragments of her father's investigation. But as she reaches the final pages, her heart sinks. The last journal entry is unfinished, the ink smudged as if her father had been interrupted. "I've found the key, but the fades are growing restless. They know I am close to unlocking the final secret. I don't know how much longer The rest of the page is blank. Esther's chest tightens. Her father had known something terrible, and it had cost him his life. But what had he found? What had he unlocked? She slams the journal shut, her heart pounding in her ears. The library, the one place she thought would hold the answers, is now a place of terror. And the fades, they are more than just ghosts. They are something that wants to be set free. The air around her grows colder, and Esther feels a chill run down her spine. The library itself seems to be watching her, the walls closing in. She can almost hear the whispers again, rising from the pages, growing louder, more insistent. She doesn't know what to do. Does she leave? Does she run? But before she can decide, she hears something else. A soft sound. Footsteps behind her. Esther spins around. But again, there is no one there. Just the shadows, stretching across the floor like dark fingers. Her heart races, but she knows she's not alone. The fades are here. The shadows on the walls begin to move, their forms shifting, taking shape. Esther backs away, her breath coming in shallow gasps. The air grows heavier, thick with the presence of something ancient, something restless. The walls seem to pulse, as if the very foundation of the library is alive. And then, a voice, soft, low, but unmistakable. Esther, her name, whispered from the darkness. She feels a presence, cold, suffocating, right behind her. But when she turns, there is nothing except the book, the open book in her hands, its pages glowing faintly, as if alive. She knows now. She knows that this place, this library, holds more than knowledge. It holds power. Power that has been waiting for someone to unlock it. Esther grips the book tightly, her knuckles white, and takes a deep breath. She can't leave. Not yet. There are answers here. Answers that her father never got to share. Answers that could change everything. But she knows, deep down, that in finding these answers, she will be forced to make a choice that will determine not only her fate, but the fate of everything tied to Radcliffe Prep. Let the story settle around you. Like the quiet before a storm, Heste has uncovered something terrible. But the deeper she goes, the more powerful the force she faces becomes. The questions are still unanswered, but the truth is closer than ever. The mystery continues to deepen, and Este must now confront the consequences of her father's search. Will she find the courage to face the Fades? And what secrets lie within Radcliffe Prep's hidden heart? Part 4. The Truth Revealed. Esther's breath is shallow, her heart pounding as she grips the book tightly in her hands. Its edges sharp against her skin, the shadows around her pulse with a dark energy. The very air growing thick with an ominous presence. She can feel the Fades closing in, their whispers louder now, their voices blending together into a single, haunting sound. She has to know the truth. She has to finish what her father started. But the further she goes, the more she feels the weight of the secrets pressing down on her. The whispers grow louder, more urgent, filling the space around her. Esther. Her name is repeated over and over, like a chant, a summons she cannot ignore. The darkness seems to grow deeper, and the shadows stretch further, reaching toward her like invisible hands. Her mind races, frantic thoughts swirling in her head. She's been here too long. She has to leave, but she knows she can't. Not yet. The book in her hands seems to pull her deeper into its pages, the words glowing faintly, the secrets hidden within, waiting to be unlocked. With a deep breath, Esther opens the book again. The pages are different now. They're no longer filled with cryptic symbols, but with clear, legible text. Her father's handwriting. Her heart skips a beat as she begins to read, her eyes scanning the words quickly, gripping the book tighter with every sentence. The key to the Fades is not a thing, but a choice. Her father had written this. The Fades were not just spirits of the past, but something else, something more powerful. And the key to controlling them lay within the choices of those who dared to seek the truth. The words are blurry, as if her father's writing is becoming distorted, fading with time. But the meaning is clear. The Fades could only be controlled or released by a single decisive act, one that would require a sacrifice. Esther feels the weight of the decision pressing down on her, her fingers trembling as they turn the pages faster. She needs to know more, but as she flips to the next page, her eyes widen in horror. To release the fades, one must face the truth of their own past and make a choice that binds them to the library forever. A cold shiver runs down her spine. The library, it's not just a building, it's a place of power. A place that holds the lives of those who have come before, trapped in its walls, their souls bound by their own choices. And then a single sentence catches her eye. To face the fades is to face your own darkness. You must decide if you will be consumed by it, or if you will destroy it. Esther feels as though the walls are closing in on her. The whispers have turned into screams, filling her ears with the frantic voices of the fades. She feels them, their cold fingers brushing against her skin, their presence pressing in from all sides. They want something from her. They want her to make the choice. Her father had been the last to make this choice. But what had he chosen? Had he been consumed by the darkness? Or had he destroyed it? Esther can't answer that yet, but she knows she's running out of time. The fades are growing stronger. Their power is overwhelming. She stands up, the book still in her hands, its pages glowing more brightly now. She knows what she must do. She has to face the truth. She has to make the choice. As she steps forward, the shadows shift, morphing into shapes, dark, twisted forms of those who came before her. The fades, they are everywhere now, surrounding her, whispering, screaming. Their voices a cacophony in her mind. She takes a deep breath. Closing her eyes for a moment, she has come too far. The fades are not just phantoms. They are tied to the library, tied to the choices of those who came before her. And now, it's her turn. Esther opens her eyes, her gaze steely, and steps forward into the center of the room. She lifts the book high above her head, feeling its power surge through her. The fades halt, their whispers dying down. For the first time, there is silence. The book glows brightly in her hands, and Esther feels a surge of energy, the power of the library itself, the power of the truth, coursing through her. She knows what she has to do. She has to face the darkness, to make the choice to destroy it, or to let it consume her. The book pulses in her hands, the final choice ready to be made. And as she closes her eyes once more, a whisper fills the air, the same whisper that had called her name before. Only now, it is no longer a warning. It is a promise. The choice is yours. Esther, take a deep breath now. Dear friend, as Esther stands at the crossroads of her fate, the library has tested her. And now, the final truth is in her hands. The whispers of the Fades have subsided, and only one question remains. Will she destroy the darkness, or let it consume her? Part 5. Part 5. The final choice. Este stands frozen in the center of the library, the book pulsing with an almost tangible energy in her hands. The whispers of the Fades are gone now, replaced by a deep, all-consuming silence. For a moment, she feels as if the entire world has stopped, as if she is the only person left in existence. The shadows of the library stretch around her like dark tendrils, reaching toward her, waiting for her decision. The book's glow is fading now, its light dimming, but still, the power within it pulses strong, compelling, demanding. Este swallows hard. Her mind is racing. She can feel the weight of everything. The Fades, her father's disappearance, Radcliffe Prep, the library, all pressing down on her. Their histories entwined in the choices that have been made before her. She knows, deep down, that this is the moment she has been preparing for. The moment when everything will be decided. The choice she must make is as old as time itself, as old as the library. And yet, it's her choice alone to make it. The darkness calls to her. Its pull strong, promising power, control over the Fades, the ability to command the library itself. But what would it cost? What would she have to sacrifice to wield that kind of power? Her father had come here, had searched for answers, and in doing so, he had uncovered the same truth that lay before her. The Fades were they meant to be controlled or set free. The library, a place of knowledge and power, was both a gift and a curse, and only one could remain. Esther can feel the choice in her very bones. One path will bind her to this place, to the Fades, to the library's endless hunger for more. The other path will destroy the darkness. But perhaps, in doing so, she will lose something precious, perhaps even herself. She can almost hear her father's voice now, as though he's standing beside her, whispering the answer. But it's not enough. He is gone. She is alone. The book in her hands trembles, the pages fluttering as if alive. A final page, one she hadn't noticed before, glows faintly in the dim light. With a hesitant hand, Este turns to the page. The words are clear now, no longer cryptic, but revealing something unexpected. The Fades were never meant to be controlled. They were born from the darkest parts of the human soul, the fear and grief that have been buried, the shadows that we refuse to face, To set them free, you must release the darkness within yourself. The room seems to shift around her, the walls closing in, the shadows pressing in tighter. Este can feel the truth of the words deep within her heart. To destroy the fades, she must confront the darkness within herself. The grief, the fear, the anger she has kept buried for so long. But there is one more thing, the final piece of the puzzle. To destroy the darkness, you must embrace it. You must become one with it, and then choose to let it go. Este's hands shake as she holds the book in front of her. Her heart aches with the weight of the decision. But now she understands. The fades are not just external forces. They are a reflection of her own struggles, her own unhealed wounds. She must face her fears, her father's death, the pain of losing him, the anger she's carried for all these years. Only then can she release the fades, Rabim, and with them, the power that binds Radcliffe Prep to the shadows. Este closes her eyes. She can feel the weight of the darkness, its cold fingers brushing against her soul. But she is not afraid. Not anymore. She has come this far, and she will not back down. She raises the book high, its power surging through her, filling her with light and shadow at once. The darkness around her grows thicker, and for a moment, it feels as if the fates are closing in, their presence suffocating. But Este doesn't falter. She speaks the words aloud, the final words her father had written. I choose to release the darkness. I choose to let it go. The room trembles. The shadows scream in agony, their voices echoing through the library. The fades writhe, struggling against the light that now burns within Este. And then, with a final, deafening silence, the shadows disappear. The fades are gone. Este stands alone in the center of the library, the book still in her hands, its power now fading. The room is quiet. The oppressive weight lifted. The darkness is gone. She feels it, the release. Her heart feels lighter, as if a burden she had carried for so long has been lifted. Her father's legacy is no longer a curse. It is the key to understanding the truth. And now, she is free. Take a moment, dear friend, to reflect on the journey Este has made. The darkness that once haunted her has been released, and with it, the fates are gone. But Este has faced her own darkness, and in doing so, she has found peace. With the fades gone, Este stands at the threshold of a new beginning. The library, once a place of fear, has become a place of light. And though the journey is over, the truth remains. The greatest power lies not in controlling the darkness, but in embracing it. Part 6. The Echoes of Freedom. The library is silent now. Its once oppressive shadows gone. Este stands in the center of the room, the book still clutched in her hands, its glow dimming with each passing second. For the first time since she arrived at Radcliffe Prep, the air feels light. The darkness that had lingered for so long now lifting, slowly fading into nothingness. She takes a deep breath, her lungs filling with the crisp air of freedom. It's as though the weight she's carried for so long, the fear, the grief, the uncertainty, has been lifted from her shoulders. The fades, those haunting remnants of the past, are no longer a part of her. The library, once a prison of shadows, now feels like a sanctuary. But the journey has not been without its cost. Este feels the finality of the moment, the quiet settling around her like a thick blanket. The darkness has been destroyed, but it has left something behind, a lingering emptiness, a void where the fear once lived. And yet, she knows that this emptiness is not something to fear. It is freedom, the choice she made to face the darkness, to release it, has given her something more than answers. It has given her peace. She looks around the library, its vastness no longer suffocating, but welcoming. The shelves are still lined with books, but now they seem less like prisons and more like doors. Doors to knowledge, to truth, to new beginnings. Esther steps forward, her feet light against the cold stone floor. The book in her hands is no longer heavy with the weight of secrets. Its pages now a map of the past, a past she has finally come to understand. She runs her fingers over its cover one last time, feeling the strange warmth that has replaced the chill. The library is not just a place of power. It is a place of connection, a place where the past and present meet, where shadows are transformed into light. And Este has become part of that transformation. As she walks toward the exit, she feels something shift within her. The choice she made has not only freed the fades, but also freed herself. She is no longer tied to the darkness that haunted her family, nor the unresolved grief that had plagued her for so long. The doors to the library creak open, and Este steps into the cool night air. The world outside quiet, still, and waiting. The moonlight bathes the school grounds, casting long shadows on the stone path in front of her. But these shadows are different now. They are not oppressive. They are simply part of the world. Est takes one last look at Radcliffe Prep, its spires rising high against the starry sky. She knows that this place will never be the same for her again. The fades are gone, the secrets uncovered, and the library, once a place of darkness, has become a place of healing. And as she turns to leave, she feels something stir within her, a sense of peace, of completion. The journey she set out on was never just about her father or the mysteries of the past. It was about her own journey, her own growth. The past is now behind her, and ahead, a new chapter waits. Take a deep breath, dear friend, and let the story settle around you. Esther has faced the darkness and emerged stronger. Her journey complete, but remember, in every story, the end is just the beginning. Part 7, A New Dawn. The night is still as Esther dawn. The night is still as Esther walks away from the library. The weight of everything she has uncovered settling in her chest like a calm, steady rhythm. The moonlight filters through the trees, casting gentle shadows on the stone path ahead. But these shadows no longer feel like threats. They are simply part of the world, part of the peace she has found. The wind stirs the leaves overhead, whispering secrets that no longer seem so frightening. Esther's footsteps are light now. The heavy burden of the fates and the past no longer weighing her down. She walks with a quiet confidence, her heart steady, her mind clear, and yet, as she reaches the edge of the school grounds, she pauses, her gaze drifting back toward the darkened windows of the library. Radcliffe Prep is silent now, its secrets laid bare, but something stirs in her, a question, a curiosity. What comes next? Esther had set out to uncover the truth about her father, to understand the darkness that had haunted him and, by extension, her own life. But she has learned far more than she could have imagined. She has unlocked the doors to the past, faced the very forces that sought to control her, and released the shadows that once haunted Radcliffe. But with that release comes a new understanding, an understanding that there are always more layers to the world, more mysteries to uncover, more paths to walk. Esther has not reached the end of her journey. No, this is just the beginning. The sky overhead is beginning to lighten. The first hints of dawn creeping along the horizon, painting the world in soft hues of pink and gold. The darkness of the night is receding, and with it, all the secrets that had once held Radcliffe Prep in their grip. But as the sun rises over the distant hills, Esther feels something new inside her, a spark of curiosity, of wonder. The world is no longer something to fear. It is something to explore. She turns her back to the school, walking toward the open road ahead. The future is hers to shape, to discover, and to mold into something of her own making. She no longer needs to search for answers in the past. The answers are already within her. The fates are gone, but in their place is something far more important: freedom. And with that freedom, Esther knows she can do anything. she can find her own path, make her own choices, and live her life free from the shadows that once held her captive. As the first rays of the sun kiss her skin, Esther feels the weight of the world lift completely from her shoulders. There is no longer anything to fear, no darkness that can touch her, no secrets that can bind her. She is free, and with that freedom comes a quiet peace. For the first time in her life, Esther is at peace with herself, with the world, and with the mysteries that still remain. Take a moment to breathe deeply. Dear friend, as the new day begins to unfold, Esther's journey has led her through darkness, but it has also led her into the light. And as she walks forward, so too can we walk forward into the unknown, with the wisdom of the past guiding us and the freedom of the future ahead. Esther's story has come to a close, but the possibilities of what lies ahead are endless. She has faced the shadows, conquered the fear, and emerged stronger than before. And as the sun rises over Radcliffe Prep, we too are reminded that every end is just the beginning of a new journey. Part 8, Unforeseen Consequences. Esther walks, her steps now lighter. Part 8, Unforeseen Consequences. Esther walks, her steps now lighter, but her heart still beating with the echo of everything she's just experienced. The fades are gone, the darkness lifted, but a sense of unease settles deep within her. It's the quiet after the storm, the peacefulness that feels almost too complete, too perfect. The library, the heart of the mysteries, now sits in the distance, dark and silent, almost waiting. Her father's journals, the cryptic letter, the whispers from the shadows. It all seems so distant now, like a fog lifting after a long night. But something nags at her. The answers she's uncovered are complete, yes, but they don't feel final. A part of her wonders if perhaps she's missed something, overlooked something that lies just beneath the surface, hidden in the cracks she's yet to explore. She reaches the gates of Radcliffe Prep, standing at the threshold, looking back at the looming structure behind her. A soft wind stirs, carrying with it a strange sensation like a call, a soft whisper from the past. Esther knows it's not over. Her journey is far from finished. She takes a step forward, and the soft crunch of gravel underfoot is the only sound breaking the silence. But then, just as she turns away from the gates, she hears it again, a faint whisper on the wind, as though someone or something is calling her name. Esther freezes. The fades are gone. She knows that, but this feels different. The wind shifts again, colder now, and with it, the unmistakable feeling of eyes upon her watching, waiting. She turns sharply, scanning the area behind her, but there's nothing there. Nothing but the dark walls of Radcliffe Prep, standing like silent sentinels in the night. Was it the wind? She tries to shake the feeling, forcing herself to keep walking, but every step feels heavier than the last, as if the shadows are following her, reaching out, calling her back. The whisper comes again, clearer now, and she realizes, with a cold jolt, that it's not the wind, it's a voice that is unmistakably familiar. Her father's voice, the voice she thought she would never hear again. Without thinking, Esther spins around, her breath catching in her throat. There's no one there. The path is empty. The gates of Radcliffe standing tall and imposing behind her. But then, something shifts. A figure steps out from the shadow of the main building, a tall, thin shape. At first, Esther thinks it's her mind playing tricks on her. But then, the figure steps forward again, its form becoming clearer. It's him, her father, the man she thought she'd lost forever. But he's not the man she remembers. He's different. His face is pale, his eyes dark and hollow, the light of life missing from them. And yet, there's no mistaking it. Her father stands before her, but not as the man she once knew. He's changed. Dad. Her voice cracks as she says the word. The chill of the night seems to deepen around her. He doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he watches her with those hollow eyes, his face blank, his expression unreadable. Esther, he finally says, his voice soft. But it's not the warm, reassuring voice she remembers. This is different. It's distant, distant like the wind. Why did you come here? Her father's voice is filled with something strange, a tone she can't quite place. It's almost sad. Why? Esther breathes, stepping forward, her heart beating faster now. What happened to you? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you? But before she can finish, he holds up a hand, cutting her off. The gesture is slow, deliberate, as if he's been doing it for years. It's not what you think, he says quietly, his voice barely a whisper in the night air. Esther's stomach churns. What does he mean? Her father, this version of him, he feels wrong. She steps back, her mind racing. What's happening? Why is he here? Why is he acting this way? Is he alive? Or is this another ghost? I've been waiting for you, he says again. But this time his words feel heavier. You've uncovered the truth. But it's not the whole truth. Esther, there's more. More that's been hidden. More that you've yet to discover. Esther's breath catches. More. What could possibly be left? She's seen everything. uncovered every dark secret Radcliffe Prep had to offer. She knows about the Fades. She knows about the library. She knows about her father's secrets. But now it feels like there's something else. Something still lurking beneath the surface. Her father steps closer. His footsteps slow and deliberate. With each step he takes, the shadows grow longer. The air colder. You've only just begun to understand. Esther, he whispers, his voice growing fainter. Radcliffe Prep has always been more than just a school. It's a place of power. A place where secrets can never truly be buried. Esther can feel it now. The truth is still just out of reach. There's more to this place than even her father had discovered. And she can feel it. Deep in her bones, you need to find the library again, he says, his voice suddenly distant, as if he's fading away. Everything you've learned so far, it's only the beginning. Esther's heart races. What is he saying? What does he mean? Dad, she cries out, reaching for him. But he's already gone. The figure disappears into the shadows, leaving nothing but silence. Esther stands there for a long time, her heart pounding in her chest, her mind reeling. Was that really her father? What was he trying to tell her? And more importantly, what did he mean by the beginning? The whispers are gone now. But Esther knows one thing for sure. Her journey is far from over. The library, the shadows, they still hold their secrets. And she is not yet finished with them. Let the story unfold around you. Dear friend, the answers are still out there, waiting to be uncovered, and with each step, Part 9. The Return to the Dark. The air is thick with uncertainty as Esther stands in the now quiet courtyard of Radcliffe Prep. The presence of her father, or what had once been him, still lingers in the air. A strange, unresolved tension hanging like fog. Her mind races, her heart beating faster with every unanswered question. Had that truly been her father? Or had it been something else, something darker, using his face to deceive her? She tries to shake off the feeling, but it's impossible. The truth, it seems, is far more elusive than she ever imagined. What had he meant by the beginning? What more was there to uncover? Esther knows, deep down, that she can't ignore it. She has to go back to the library, to the heart of Radcliffe Prep, where all the answers lie, or perhaps where the next riddle is waiting for her. She walks toward the main building, her footsteps echoing in the stillness of the night. The school is silent now, the once oppressive weight of the shadows lifting, but she can still feel them. moving just beyond her perception. She knows they're there. The library, with its hidden secrets, is still calling her back. Esther reaches the entrance of the school, and the doors creak open as if inviting her in. The library awaits, its cold, silent promise lingering in the air. As she steps inside, she feels it again, the pull, the feeling that the library is not just a place of books, but something far older, more powerful. The shelves stand like silent sentinels, each book a potential key, each one waiting to unlock something new. But Esther knows now that the answers are not in the books. The library itself holds the truth, the true power of Radcliffe Prep. She walks through the aisles, her fingers brushing against the spines of the ancient tomes. But she doesn't stop to read. She is looking for something more than just knowledge. She is looking for the heart of the library, for the place where its power resides. And there, in the farthest corner of the room, she sees it, a door that was not there before, a door hidden in the shadows, as if it had been waiting for her to find it. Esther approaches slowly, her breath caught in her chest. The door stands still, but the air around it hums with a strange energy. It's not a door she's seen before, and yet she knows this is where she must go. This is where the final answers lie. With a deep breath, Esther reaches for the handle. It's cold, colder than anything she's ever felt, and when she turns it, the door creaks open with a sound that sends a shiver down her spine. Beyond it lies a small room, its walls covered in thick dust. In the center of the room stands a pedestal, and on it rests a book, its cover made of dark, worn leather, its edges frayed with age. Esther steps forward, her heartbeat louder now, thumping in her ears. This is it. This is the final piece. Her fingers graze the cover of the book, and in that instant, she feels a surge of energy, raw, untamed, as if the book itself is alive, waiting for her to open it. She hesitates for only a moment, and then, with a single motion, she opens the book. Its pages are blank at first, but then the words begin to appear, written in the same cryptic symbols that had once haunted her father's journals. The symbols swirl on the page, coming together in a pattern she recognizes. It's the same pattern from the very first page she saw in her father's journal. The same symbols that led her here, to this room, to this moment, and then the words form clearly. Right before her eyes, the library is not just a place of knowledge, it is a place of transformation, a place where souls are bound to their choices. The Fates are not mere spirits. They are the echoes of those who failed to face their own darkness. To free them, you must embrace the shadows. and choose to let them go. Esther's breath catches in her throat. The words seem to burn into her mind. The fades, they are not just spirits, but the remnants of people who have failed to confront their own fears, their own darkness, and in facing them, she has not only freed them, but also freed herself from the chains that bound her. But the truth is more complicated than that. Esther realizes now, with a sudden clarity, that her father had come to the library searching for answers. But he too had been consumed by the very darkness he sought to understand. He hadn't been able to face the final choice. The book before her glows now, the symbols shimmering with a bright, otherworldly light. And Esther knows, in this moment, that she has a choice to either embrace the darkness once more, or to finally break free from it completely. She takes a deep breath, her fingers gripping the edges of the book, and then, with a steady resolve, she closes it. The room is silent. The shadows are gone. The fades are free. Esther has made her choice. The darkness has been vanquished. And the library, once a prison, now stands as a place of peace. As she walks out of the library, the first light of dawn breaks through the windows, casting golden rays across the stone floors. The world outside is still, quiet, awaiting her next step. She has faced the darkness, but now she is free to step into the light. Let the story settle around you. As Esther's journey reaches its peaceful conclusion, the library's power has been broken, and with it, the chains that bound her. Now, she can embrace a future free of the shadows.